Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 16th. Here's what we're working on.
I'm Emily Huang reporting live from Hamilton City Hall, where a conversation around data centers and how to build them safely will be had later this morning.
City councilors in Hamilton are looking to expand access to parks for dogs and their owners.
And a new documentary series showcases the beginnings of the Toronto Tempo. Thank you for joining us. We have the beginnings of a fairly nice day.
Yeah.
A little rain in the forecast, though.
Yeah, we have that. It's only a 30% chance later on today that we could get a shower or a thunderstorm, but it's a lovely start to our morning here, 16th of June. And yeah, we've got the sunshine already up early in the morning. We're almost at the longest few days. There are a number of days where there's not much change. But yeah, sun's up, temperature is 11. We're going to climb a little bit better for the day today. Yesterday was touch on the cool side. We only got to 18 degrees, but today we should hit 23, humidex about 26, but yeah, sun to start, like you can see on that camera. So no problems with this morning. It's just later this afternoon, could be, and it's a slim chance of a shower or a thunderstorm a little later on. So we'll talk about that coming up. Quick check on the roads here this morning, and that's pretty much indicative of what we have to deal with this time of year is construction, and it's all around us, but it's not really impeding any snow problems there in the 403 right around Waterdown Road, doing fine in both directions. A couple of MTO traffic cameras, just a little bit of an overview. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, this is the Hamilton side looking toward down toward Burlington in the distance. That looks fine. Check the Ford plant. Pretty much it's light volume so far today. No collisions to talk about. We will look at weather and we'll give you an update on traffic coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much. Hamilton Councillor Narendra Nandi is set to put forward a motion today before the city's planning committee asking for guaranteed due diligence when it comes to building data centers. Emily Wong joins us outside Hamilton City Hall, where the meeting will take place later this morning.
And that this motion is actually seconded by Ward 2 Councillor Cameron Kretsch as well. And we are expecting to hear over a few dozen people sharing their voices on what they have to say about data centers and their development in the city. So far, there have been over 390 written submissions made to the city ahead of this morning's meeting. Now, this motion asks for several different things, including but not limited to for the city to prepare an interim control bylaw to restrict the use of lands pending completion of studies that evaluate things like energy use and impact to power grids, water use and impacts to local bodies of water, noise impacts, heat impacts, and impacts to local biodiversity as well as human health.
This is basic city work. The core function of municipalities requires us to be very deliberate and have due diligence when it comes to planning applications.
This morning's motion pertains to all data centers in general, but if passed, it would put a halt to any plans of developing a data center in the former Stelco property along Hamilton's harborfront, which received heavy opposition from members of public. Just a few weeks ago, the landowner's application to sever the land was denied by the city's Committee of Adjustment, putting a pause on the development of a data center there.
I've heard very loud and clear from the residents of Ward 3 and citywide is that they deserve and want public disclosure about the scale and magnitude of their operations for any data center coming forward, that they want to be at the table as partners.
Councillor Nahn likens this AI boom to, the steel industry boom of Hamilton over a century ago, saying that although it did bring generational income and benefits to the community, it also brought with it some environmental and health challenges. So today's planning committee meeting will take place here at City Hall at 9:30 this morning. Now back to you, Rick.
Thank you, Emily. Hamilton police are asking for the public's help in finding a teenager who was last seen in Dundas on June 8th. Police say 15-year-old Brian Smart is described as a male of mixed race, about 5'7" with a thin build, short black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a red shirt, black pants and white and blue Jordan shoes, and maybe wearing glasses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact Hamilton Police.
Toronto police are set to update several shooting investigations in the city, including a shooting this past March at the U.S. consulate in Toronto. Police Chief Myron Demkew will lead the news conference. It's expected to cover arrests linked to a number of investigations. A Toronto police officer was killed in one of those high-risk takedowns last week. Now, that officer, Constable Mark Pinizzato, was also a hockey coach, and last night several hundred members of the Oakville Rangers and Burlington Eagles teams gathered at an arena in Oakville to remember him. He coached both teams and also worked as a hockey instructor in Oakville with his two brothers, sharing a passion for the game with young players. Players and colleagues remember Pinizzato as a positive influence on and off the ice.
He taught me so much. I model my life after him. Like, he was one of the kindest people you'd ever meet.
Mark has just got an incredible personality. He's stern. He cracks some crazy jokes from time to time, which you may like, may not. But everybody loved him because of his open personality, you know, and he's just an amazing dad. I mean, he loves his children, my grandkids.
The 18-year veteran with Toronto police was killed during a search warrant in North York last Thursday. A 19-year-old has been charged with first-degree murder. Despite the tragedy, Pinizzato's family says they want him remembered for his devotion to his community and his loved ones. A new program with the Niagara SPCA and Humane Society is sending adoptable dogs out on day visits with volunteers. This is to help them socialize and increase their chances of being adopted. The program is called Paws on the Town, and staff say the outings help reduce stress, build confidence, and improve each dog's chances of adoption. And it's already showing results. One of the dogs that was out on a day out on the town met a family during a shopping trip in Niagara-on-the-Lake, who later came back to the shelter to adopt him.
They're 5 times more likely to be adopted as a result of the visibility that they get when they're out, and it also gives them an opportunity to build up their confidence and develop some socialization skills while they're out.
This is just a great idea. The shelter says about 50 dogs are currently in its care, and more volunteers are needed to help take part in the Paws on the Town program. A proposed parking lot at Tiffany Falls in Dundas is sparking some backlash from people nearby who say the project is going to damage a sensitive natural area. The Hamilton Conservation Authority says the current Wilson Street entrance is outdated and unsafe because of so much traffic congestion. They say it needs to be replaced. Officials are proposing to close the existing parking lot and build a new parking area near near Lions Club Road, saying it would improve visitor safety and management. The Conservation Authority says the new site would be modeled on systems used at Webster's Falls and Two Falls, including possible gatehouse and reservation controls.
That's where we can build a parking lot to allow for visitor management measures like a gatehouse, like a reservation system, like we see at other conservation areas where we've managed and had success at other conservation areas with very similar challenges like Tiffany Falls is facing today.
This is an extremely environmentally sensitive area and normally very protected. Really the job of the Hamilton Conservation Authority and the Niagara Escarpment Commission is to protect this area, not to disrupt it.
A timeline for the project has been given. Consultants and planning continue.
Teams playing in the FIFA World Cup on Monday accomplished something that has not been seen since 1958.
That is it! Cabo Verde with a result of a lifetime.
Tiny Cabo Verde off the coast of West Africa held tournament favorites Spain to a scoreless draw yesterday, and 40-year-old Cabo Verde goalkeeper Vozinha, who became the oldest player to appear in a nation's debut World Cup match, made 7 saves to preserve the draw. And that was one of 4 draws yesterday a feat not seen in 68 years. Belgium and Egypt drew 1-1, as did Uruguay and Saudi Arabia. New Zealand and Iran played to a 2-2 tie. Now, following his heroic performance at the World Cup, Vozinha's following on Instagram exploded. Before kickoff against Spain, he had about 50,000 followers on Instagram. That number jumped to about 2 million by the end of the match. Thanks to highlights of his performance being shared around the world, Vozinha now has more than 6 million followers on Instagram. Encouraging news for Canada's World Cup team. Captain Alphonso Davies has returned to training with his teammates as he battles back from an injury. The Canadians next play Thursday night when they host Qatar in Vancouver. Highly anticipated PWHL draft is set for tomorrow in Detroit, and the league has unveiled the draft order. Vancouver holds the first overall selection. Tomorrow's draft in Detroit kicks off at 5 p.m. Expansion cousins Seattle hold the number 2 pick, followed by the league's 4 newest teams: Detroit, San Jose, Las Vegas, and Hamilton at number 6 overall. The 12-team draft will last 6 rounds with 72 players to be selected. The hockey world is still buzzing over Carolina's Stanley Cup victory and Sunday night's apology by longtime Hockey Night in Canada host Ron MacLean. During the broadcast, reporter Kyle Bukauskas and the keeper of the cup, Phil Pritchard, did a spoof of the movie The Hangover on the roof of a Las Vegas hotel. In jest, MacLean said, quote, "The roofies, they'll get you every time." MacLean later apologized on air for the comment, which he called a bad mistake.
I used the term, the slang term for the drug, which has far more serious connotations in reality, and I should have made that connection. I did not. As James Baldwin would say, it's the innocence that constitutes the crime. So I know I triggered some people. I know I offended some people with that remark, and I feel very badly for that, and I want to thank you for bringing it to my attention, to our attention. Very sorry.
The 66-year-old has reportedly reached the end of his contract at Sportsnet, and his future for next season is unknown. Now that the NHL season is over, the league is set to officially launch an investigation into Mike Babcock's resignation from Columbus in 2023. He resigned even before the season began after being accused of invading players' privacy by looking at their phones. The Edmonton Oilers are reportedly interested in hiring Babcock as their next head coach. The 63-year-old has coached in Toronto, Anaheim, and Detroit, and led Canada to Olympic gold in 2010 and 2014. Khalil Ahmad scored a game-high 37 points as the Niagara River Lions bounced Brampton 101-84. Niagara now 5-5 on the CEBL season. Elsewhere, Scarborough edged Vancouver 108-105, and Saskatoon shaded Ottawa 96-94. And congratulations to Vanessa Keith from St. Catharines for her 4th place finish on the wrestling mat at last weekend's Under-23 Pan Am Championships in Peru, while Hamilton's Olivia Lichty finished 7th.
All right, 6:12. It is Tuesday morning. We made it past Monday, and we have another bright, sunny start to our morning here. Looks pretty good so far. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in a sec. Look at that sunshine in your eyes as you come out of Hamilton. That's going to start to slow things down a little bit, but it's not too bad right now. So that camera's doing fine. How about we check some MTO traffic cameras, QEW east of Lake. This is through St. Catharines, so nothing to see there. Same with Grays Road, Stony Creek. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, still doing fine, so no volume there. Same with the Ford plant. We'll flip way ahead to Etobicoke Creek. Now, that's pretty much how it looks so far today, so we really don't have a lot going on the road. So take it carefully, please, and of course, be careful of that sun right in your eyes. Let's get to our temperature that we have at the moment. Temp right now is 1 degree better than yesterday morning. We were 10 yesterday, now we're sitting at 11 degrees. We do have a mainly cloudy sky. The winds are light, the humidity is up there. For school today, getting down on the number of days of school this year. 23 will be the high for the day today, and 26 is what it will feel like. That wind will pick up. It'll be gusting 30 to 60, but we'll have sun to start, and then there's a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm later. No problem with air quality this morning or the afternoon. It should be around the low level, around 3. Ridge of high pressure giving us the sun. And that bit more of a southerly flow for the day today. That's what's going to pull in a little bit warmer temperatures. Cold front going through will trigger off showers, thunderstorms, and then tomorrow into Thursday, that low is going to bring us more showers. But today, sun to start, then chance of showers, thunderstorms later. 22, 23, 24, 23 in Hamilton will feel like 26. Tonight, on the cool side, 13, 14, 15. Again, chance of showers and thunderstorms redeveloping throughout the overnight. And then tomorrow, temperatures a little bit cooler for some of the Horseshoe, but 24 for Niagara, Cayuga, and Simcoe, 22, 21. Again, we'll have some sunshine, chance of showers and thunderstorms for the day tomorrow. So out the door, 16th morning of June. Temperature right now is 11. It is mostly cloudy. We'll check long range coming up. Annette Rick.
Okay, coming up after the break, Cineplex is raising the price of its club memberships. We'll tell you why. Just after 6:17 on your Tuesday morning in overseas trading, the Canadian dollar is down 6 basis points to 71.41 cents U.S. Gold is up $16. Crude oil is down $1.80 to $77.65 a barrel. They're saying with the news of a possible peace deal, oil prices, gas prices may be going down. European markets moved higher today at midday trading.
In Asia, Tokyo closed up 87 points, while Hong Kong posted a sharp drop. Shanghai also edged lower, down 4 points. And on the North American markets, the TSX gained 337 points, the Dow climbed 468, the Nasdaq was up 795.
Canada's ambassador to the U.S. says tariffs on steel, aluminum, and vehicles are the top priority for our negotiators in Washington.
Everybody take a deep breath. Relax. It's all going to be okay.
That's Mark Wiseman speaking to a business audience in Toronto. He says the measures are hurting the Canadian economy despite the CUSMA agreement, keeping most goods tariff-free. He's also moved to calm concerns about the upcoming mandatory review of that trade agreement, saying the July deadline marks the start of the process, not the end of it. The trade pact is in effect until 2036, with Canada, Mexico, and the United States set to decide whether to extend it to 2042.
Porter Airlines is hoping to capitalize on the busy summer travel season. It's launched its first flights from Montreal Metropolitan Airport's new passenger terminal. 4 inaugural routes began yesterday to Toronto's Pearson and Billy Bishop airports, as well as Vancouver and St. John's. 6 more flights will be rolled out this week. And beginning next Monday, June 22nd, there will be 14 flights a week operating to and from Hamilton's John C. Munro International Airport.
Cineplex is raising the price of its CineClub memberships. CineClub offers members a monthly or an annual allotment of movie tickets, along with discounts on passes to additional screenings. Well, starting July 15th, the monthly CineClub fee is going to increase $1 to $10.99. Yearly memberships will go up $20 to $120.89. This is the first price increase since the program was launched. A Cineplex spokesperson says the changes will help keep CineClub sustainable.
Fairfax Financial Holdings has agreed to acquire Canadian wine producer Andrew Peller Limited in a deal valued at nearly $580 million. The company is headquartered in Grimsby and owns several well-known wine brands across Canada. Andrew Peller's chief executive says the agreement is a compelling outcome for shareholders and reflects the strength of the company's portfolio and position in the marketplace. The transaction still requires shareholder and regulatory approval. The companies expect the deal to close in the third quarter of this year.
Opioid-related deaths dropped 23% in Canada last year, falling to an average of 15 deaths across the country per day. In total, just over 5,600 Canadians died from opioid-related overdoses in 2025.
These numbers remain unacceptably high and well above pre-2020 levels. And we must not forget that behind every number, every statistic is a person. Every overdose is a tragedy, causing profound and lasting trauma to families, to friends, and entire communities. And this is why we cannot lose momentum. Sustaining this progress and bringing these numbers down even further will require continued coordinated action.
There were also over 4,900 opioid-related poisoning hospitalizations last year, an average of 13 a day.
All right, quick break right now. Brian is going to return with an update on your commute to work this morning and your 7-day weather forecast, including Father's Day.
Good morning, 6:24 already on this sunny Tuesday. We're looking at the QEW in 7th going through St. Catharines, and that's pretty good right there. So no problems at all through St. Catharines. West of Eastport still doing fine. Nothing at Bronte Road. We'll flip ahead to west of Winston Churchill on the QEW. Now that looks good. How about the 403 going through Mississauga? Once again, west of Winston Churchill. You're not seeing any problems on the roads this morning. Temperatures that we have right now, we're sitting at 11 degrees for Hamilton. Cooler than other areas like 12 for Mississauga and Toronto, 16 already for Grimsby. So today, Tuesday, those are our sun times for the day today, our seasonal temperatures and records for the day today. We will see some sun this morning. Sun to start the day. For school today, 17 for the first bell at 9, and then 22 for after school. Chance of a shower or a thunderstorm later this afternoon. Then the temperature will continue to climb to the high of 23 with a humidex of 26, but instability. Tonight, showers, thunderstorms, 13 overnight. Tomorrow, early in the morning, we'll have showers, thunderstorms into the early afternoon, but then we should see some clearing for some good news that we'll talk about coming up in a second. 22 degrees tomorrow, humidex of 26, windy and showers on Thursday, and then we'll get back to some sun. Saturday, a chance of showers. Summer and Father's Day on Sunday looks nice, sunny and 23. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
All right, thank you, Brian. There will be a special welcome for Canada's military aerobatic team, the Snowbirds, at the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum. They'll be on-the-ground display only from about 3:30 until 6:30 tomorrow afternoon. The Snowbirds are officially known as the 431 Air Demonstration Squadron. And during the Second World War, that squadron flew Lancaster bombers.
So for their visit tomorrow and their 55th season, Warplane Heritage has remarked one side of their Lancaster into the markings of a 431 Squadron Lancaster. A reminder that tomorrow's show is not an air show for the Snowbirds, and they will not be performing a routine, but it is a chance to see the planes and meet the team as part of their final season. And of course, it's always also a chance to see the Lancaster with her temporary markings on the one side. She's still Vera if you see her from the other side there. So, Brian, I know the Al at Warplane Heritage is really counting on your forecast tomorrow.
Pressure's on, Brian.
Yes.
Pressure's on. Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live. Good morning.